The grand introduction starts on Privet Drive, where we see two cloaked shadows that leave an infant on a doorstep. Who's the infant, you may ask? Well, that's what this whole entire franchise is about. The boy who lived. And he left quite an impression in the wizarding world. I know that I am honored, and I do believe that Katie from Popping the Popcorn is also honored to review Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Popping the Popcorn. I'm your host, Katie, and today is a very special day. Today is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, whatever way you describe it. So, Carey Craves Cinema and I this month are doing a movie review on all the films, and today we are doing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, whichever way you say it. And this will be my review on it. So I read the book and I've also seen the movie. So as we get into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, or as we get into like the Wizarding World and the Muggle world, there's a difference between the Wizarding World and the Muggle world. So Harry, so the beginning of the movie, you see Harry, and he's a young boy. Hagrid's bringing Harry onto a motorbike with Dumbledore there and Professor McGonagall there. And they drop him off at the Dursleys' house. And one of the lines in the movie goes, Professor McGonagall goes, "You're going to leave him with like these sort of people, these sort of muggles." And muggles, if you don't know, are people that are non-magic folk. And so Dumbledore's like, yeah, we have to, because he's the boy who lived, and so he doesn't really know Harry. So after the scene, you see Harry grow, and he's like 12 years old at this point, and he's been living with the Dursleys most of his life since he was an infant. His cousin's around his same age. Dudley is around the same age as him, and so they are getting ready for school, the new school year, and you can see Dudley going to like a preppy school, whatever, because they have a little bit of money, and Harry's going to like a public school because they're like, you can't be with that sort of people and stuff like that. And so on this particular day, Harry grabs the mail and sees that there was something from him, because the owl was carrying the mail. So there in the Wizarding World, the owls carry the mail, and there was a thing that was formed for Harry. Then Harry in this whole like scene where a whole bunch of mail happens because the Dursleys, the father, was getting upset. So then the owls started like making their whole like living room full of like letters and envelopes and stuff. I wonder how long it took them to clean it. No, I'm kidding. And so they so they so they went to this like hut on this like island type of thing, and Hagrid kicks in the door, and then this whole thing happens. Then Hagrid introduces Harry to the Wizarding World. So Harry's now in this like world. They go to Gringotts Bank where Harry didn't know that he had like all this money and stuff like that. And then we go to Hollivanders, and we find out that Harry's wand is a twin to the one that gave him the lightning bolt scar. And so then Harry goes to platform 9 3/4 where he meets Ron and Hermione, and kind of their friendship takes off there. And so then Harry goes into the Great Hall. He didn't want to be in Slytherin, so the Sorting Hat put him in Gryffindor, and then Harry becomes on the Quidditch team. Stuff like this, all this stuff happens. Harry, then we find out what really happens towards the end. I'm not going to give it away just because I could talk Harry Potter for hours, especially this first movie because there's so many components in this first movie as well, because you're being introduced to the Wizarding World and kind of like the Muggle world, but you don't really get introduced to the Muggle world until later on in the episode, in the movies. But so my overall thoughts of this movie is I really like it. This movie is kind of like a slow burn to me personally. I don't know if anybody else would think it's a slow burn, but to me personally, this is a slow burn type of movie just because you're building up the characters. There's so many complex characters in this, so we get introduced to Ruby's Hagrid, we get introduced to Severus Snape, we get introduced to who Dumbledore is, and we get introduced to who the giant dog, Fluffy, three-headed dog. We get introduced to Malfoy, Draco Malfoy, Neville Longbottom, and we get to introduce to all these different fun and great characters, and we see them develop through all the movies. So I highly recommend, if you have not read the books or seen the movies, I highly recommend you watch them. They are great movies and they're great books. So for me, I give Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. For me, this movie is just like a little bit of a slow burn for me, but I still do enjoy this movie. The whole franchise I do enjoy. There's not really a bad movie in the franchise. So here goes some fun facts that I found about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So M. Night Shyamalan narrowly directed the movie. That would have been an interesting movie, but Warner Brothers chose Christopher Columbus, the guy that did Home Alone, stuff like that. Robin Williams wasn't allowed to be casted as Hagrid. Rosie O'Donnell wasn't allowed to take the role of Molly Weasley either. That's really interesting. That would have been a whole different movie if either one of those two did it. Despite the two actors' talented popularity and strong desire to be in the film, they even said they'd do it without pay. Either of them made the cut due to their American heritage, and J.K. Rowling wanted the actors to be British or Irish actors. So that's why they couldn't really play in the role. But more than a few American celebs did have cameos. That is very true. There was a couple of baseball players, and Derek Huff actually had an appearance. Drew Barrymore was also given a cameo in there. The final scene was the first scene shot. So when Harry's meeting Professor Quill and the Mara Air sits there, he is that's like the last like scene. So it was shot first. And their train home saying goodbye to Hogwarts is also there as well. The crew hung a dead mouse from Aunt Petunia upon the apron to get the owl's attention. Oh, that's very interesting. I would not want to. That would be interesting. The Great Hall ceiling was created entirely with CGI, and that's a really cool scene. And once you walk into the Great Hall, you see all these candles and stuff, and it's really cool. J.K. Rowling was nearly Lily Potter growing up. Um, all the kids did their real homework during those school scenes. Wow, that's really cool that they let them do that. The actors who played Filch got really into character. Daniel Radcliffe majorly played pranks on Robbie Coltrane on set. That's really cool. The guy that Rupert that plays Ron Weasley got hurt during the chess scene, and that's towards like the end of the movie. There could have been a Bruce Springsteen soundtrack in the movie, but it didn't get in there. Malfoy sneakily references James Bond. Harry never casts a spell in the movie. Yeah, he never once cast a spell in this movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed these fun facts and my thoughts on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Like I said, I could go on and on forever. This video would be like an hour long if I went on and on about the movie. Maybe at some point I will do another review on this movie or what I think should have happened in the movie. Let us know down in the comments section below what you guys thought of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone. Let us know what characters you like or anything, or if you have any questions, please hit that thumbs up to both of our channels because that helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channels and hit that bell for more notifications for movie reviews, ranking videos, Harry Potter videos, and I hope everybody has a great day. Love you all. Bye.
A young boy living under the stairs, treated as if less than human, thinking to be normal and dull, but Harry is far from it. Harry knows only the small space, not knowing how truly extraordinary he is, until the letters come. The Dursleys try to keep them from him, but the letters just keep coming. What a way to introduce the main character. A boy raised to believe he is nothing special, only to be thrown into a world where he is famous because of the scar on his forehead that was given to him by he who must not be named. The only one to survive, Voldemort. Oops, said his name. He is very weak in this one. Merely a parasite that must feed off of another in order to even survive. He chooses poor, stuttering Professor Quirrell, someone you would not expect. Harry is such a solid main character. I feel like he is very relatable, so it makes him perfect to be on the forefront, for this is his story being told. Harry adapts very well to the changes in his life. Once overlooked and shy, no friends, and he's used to second hand. In comes Hagrid, taking Harry to Hogwarts. A complete life change. Lied to about his parents and his very own existence. Not knowing he was a wizard all along. Harry meets some new friends along the way. Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Ron is a fave of mine. Quiet, bumbly, witty, but also a scaredy cat. We cannot relate at that. Hermione is also a fave of mine. She is intelligent, observant, quick-witted, and exceptionally brave. As strange events become stranger, the puzzle pieces come together with the help of Hermione's book knowledge. A mysterious stone comes into play, known to be somewhere in the castle. But what is its significance, you wonder? Well, Voldemort is weak. He's been lurking in the Forbidden Forest, feeding off unicorn blood to get stronger. But he knows if he has the Sorcerer's Stone, he would obtain his desires. To be flesh again, to be strong again, to be powerful again, to be immortal, to be unstoppable. But Voldemort has no idea who he is up against. Harry, even as a boy, was brave enough to face him. Sorcerer's Stone in hand, Harry comes out on top in this one. But we haven't seen the last of Voldemort. This is only the beginning. So much story to tell. Incredible scenery, magnificent score, phenomenal cast. This franchise has a cult following for a reason. It is timeless, and it will forever live on. So that is why Katie and we are making it Harry Potter Month, because it deserves to be kept alive. So, all in all, the Sorcerer's Stone is incredible. It's a little bit on the cheeseball side because it is younger, but as the franchise goes on, oh, does it get better and better. So stay tuned for the next installment, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is Carey Craves Cinema. Stay magical for movies, my friends.